Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Bolton, the Looking Forward series. It's the final episode of this series ever. Now, today we're essentially going to be going through and looking at teams, clubs, tournaments, all the really kind of the stuff that's not just relevant to Bolton but relevant in general, essentially. Now, obviously you'll see region faces again because I suppose I could have actually run like a region refresh over the whole thing, but it would have been a bit of a ball ache given the sheer number of players that was in there, although it's something I perhaps could do in the future for these. So, Bolton, most important thing to note straight away, and again, like I said, I haven't looked at anything. The only time I looked at stuff to do with Bolton was the transfer history briefly to try and sort out the situation with the Korean players. Other than that, I don't know anything. There's a lot of icons here, though. You can see, in fact, they actually had another Korean icon. Although, actually, no, he's still playing, so hence why he has still got a Korean name, so to speak. So yeah, prime example of the thing we were actually looking at earlier. There you go. So we're going to look through all of that. But right now, I think the best thing we could do to start things off would be to look through history of what happened after we left the club. So, firstly, league stuff, obviously, because we've got domestic leagues, we've got European competitions, we've got it all, and more to come. So, wow. Good God. Talk about shitting the bed, Bolton. And it wasn't like I left a bad squad. Look at this. The manager that took over from me was like, yep, we're going to just come ninth the next year. That's fully doing a Leicester City. They lost 14 games. To give you an idea, right? In the 3 seasons prior to that, we lost 13 games. And then the next year after I left, they managed to lose more games than we'd lost in the past 3 seasons in a row. That's a bit shit. The clear situation was, look at the defence. They didn't sort out the defence properly. Though I'm guessing they sacked the manager and things got way back on form again as next year's second place, and then boom, back-to-back Premier League titles, 87 points, and then they managed to win the title with 78 points. Where was that title when we were around? Jesus, we'd have won it about 3 years in a row. Look, 79, 85. Yeah, they got us third, I say. Oh well, there we go. But look at that, real consistency about them as well. 3rd place, then a 2nd place, then a 3rd place. Then they kind of had a little bit of a blip. A really, really poor spell for them overall. 65 points got them, look at that, 10th place with 55 points was a really bad season. This year, maybe slightly unlucky, actually. Goal difference-wise, they were very solid. And then, amazingly, they actually had a worse season, yet finished higher, because reasons. 64 points this year got them 6th. 63 points got them 8th place, so perhaps slightly unlucky there as well, considering that they got 1 more point this year. And, well, look at this. Just out of nowhere, bam, Premier League title, 86 points. They hadn't won a league in, 13 years, and then bam, out of nowhere, from not even being a Champions League contender for the best part of a decade, they just go and win the title. So that's nice to see. Another title win in there as well. Good stuff. Then they drop back down to 5th again, as per. And I don't think they've actually won any more since then, it would seem. There was a 2nd place in here with 78 points. Another 2nd place in here with 60. Another... Oh, no. Tell a lie. Bam. Bolton are back, boys. Look at this. Whoa. Okay, that's something else. Whoever was in charge here did a masterful job. Taking them from a 2nd place, then winning the league with our highest ever points tally, and then winning the league with one of the league's highest ever points tallies and a plus 66 goal difference. I mean, look at this period here. 2nd, 1st, 1st, 2nd, 2nd, 1st. I mean, I can't believe they won the league with 83 points there as well. They've fallen away and actually had their lowest ever finish with a negative goal difference for the first time in... Negative goal difference since the 9th place. It was the first time they had a negative goal difference since that 9th place finish, and 46 points, which was with me in charge, by the way. So that's incredible. The fact that they went nearly 50 years without a negative goal difference in the top flight is insanity. No relegations, no nothing. You love to see it. I guess we'll look at... No, we can't look at Championship. That's pointless. Club World Cup. Did they go any? Lost to Chelsea in the Club World Cup quarter-finals, and then won against Botafogo in the 3rd place playoff in 2069. So that implies they've won another Champions League. Boom. So this was their Champions League situations here. Oh, no, sorry, you don't have to win one to get in anymore, do you? So, yeah. Lifted the Champions League after beating Chelsea in extra time. Lost to United in the quarters. Lost to Porto in the first round. Chelsea in the quarters. Paris Saint-Germain in the quarters. Porto again in the first. Tell you what, right. My teams and losing to Porto in the first knockout round. Don't even talk to me about that. Some people will know. Inter in the first round again. Bayern Munich in the quarters. They got 3rd in their group. First round, quarters. They finally reached another semi-final here before losing to Barcelona. doesn't appear that they've ever reached any more finals. First round, a hurter. They lost to Norwich in the quarter-final. What the hell had Norwich been up to? That's something to come back to later. Is it just like what happened on my last save, where Norwich became like the best team in the world? Knockout first round, quarter-final, finally another semi-final, knocked out by Barcelona. Good Lord. Any Europa Leagues in there? So obviously we lifted one. Won another one in 2041 with Bayer Leverkusen. Lost to Everton on the final on penalties. Oh, wow. To be fair, that was Everton's revenge, I suppose. Let's see. Lost to Malaga in the second round knockouts. Lost to Milan in another final. But they did beat Roma in another final. Second knockout, semi-final. They lost to RB Leipzig in the final. They lost to Bayern Munich in the final. They then beat Stuttgart in the final. Wow, they lost to Red Star in the second knockout round. So they've won a few there. I think that's 3 or 4, in fact, as it goes. Conference League? Wow, they didn't even win that. Good Lord. FA Cups, come on. Oh, my God. Yeah, maybe we'll have to look at that on the trophy page instead. That's a lot of FA Cups, and the same with the EFL Cup, and I think all the rest. I think we can look at that on overview, right? So, yeah, this is the one we want. So, 1 Champions League, 7 Premier League titles. Is there another? I swear there's another one you can... No, that's not the right one. There's definitely one in here. Landmarks? No. Records? There's definitely a... one you can look at on here. Honours. Honours, that's the one. Yes, here we go. So a Champions League win, 7 league titles as well. You'll love to see it. Runner-up 9 times, third place 8 times, of course, as well, but albeit 3 of those were before the save started. Club World Cup runner-up, 9 FA Cup wins. Obviously, only 5 of those were during the save. They've won it plenty of times before. 9 runner-up spots as well. 2 UEFA Super Cups in there. 3 times runner-up there as well. 4 Europa Leagues and 4 runner-up titles too. Champions League, Carabao Cup. Yeah. 8 times they won the Carabao Cup during the save, and 6 times they were runner-up during the save as well. Community Shield, 7 wins in there as well, but obviously only one at the... Yeah, 6 of those were in it as well. They won the Europa... Oh yeah, by the way, I completely forgot to mention this actually during the save. We won the Europa Youth League as well during the season that we won the league, the everything. They won the stupid trophy no one cares about as well. You love to see it. So that's what happened with that. Let's check out records. No, managers next, I suppose. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Let's make sure we hide caretakers. Come on. Who was in charge? Wow. So, I mean, taking over after me was Zinedine Zidane, who absolutely fucking bottled it. I cannot believe how much he ruined my team. And was sacked duly not long after that with a 48% win ratio. Given the fact that mine was 54, I realised. But still, man was useless. To take our team from a title-winning side to 9th in the Premier League in less than a year is utterly disgraceful. Luckily, though, Errol Bulut, who I genuinely have never heard of, came to Bolton as a manager. Let's just see. And was there for 8 years. That was actually his final job after managing Manchester City. Where is he at in real life at the moment? Fenerbahce, I'm guessing. That's an interesting one. And he did a bloody good job. 60% win ratio. I mean, won the FA Cup, won the Premier League twice, in fact, won the Carabao Cup twice. The guy was a great manager for Bolton. I don't know how on earth he managed to get himself sacked, but it does appear that seems to be a common theme with Bolton managers over this period. As then Julian Nagelsmann took over and did a much worse job. In fact, a terrible job, it would seem. He only won 10 times as Bolton manager and had a 38% win ratio. That might have been during that period that we slipped out to like 10th. I'm pretty certain Nagelsmann was in charge during that. Then Nico Elvedi came in, did a bit better, won the Europa League and the FA Cup, but again, wasn't happy with the Bolton board there. So Nico Elvedi, who, I mean, it's very strange that he was Bolton manager, but he did an okay job. Did at least win a Europa League for him. We'll take that. Paddy McCarthy left as interim. So he wasn't a caretaker manager. He was interim manager. I guess that might have been... Nope, I don't know what's going on there. That's bizarre. Unless they had a guy prepared for the end of the season, maybe. So Jan Moritz Lichter did win the Premier League, to be fair, and then he resigned, interestingly. Wow, that's... maybe to take another job, I guess. Who was... Yeah, it's retired at 70. Who did he manage after Bolton? I'm guessing it was... yes. He resigned to become Germany manager. Fair one. Did win the Premier League with Bolton, though. Was there for 5 years. What a guy. But then, unfortunately, it was back to the shite again, with Rodrigo de Paul being in charge for 45... No. How many games? Not that many games. Only won 45%. Not too bad, though. Still. Rodrigo de Paul did okay there. Retired at staff at 68 as well. Then David Ospina, the former Arsenal goalkeeper, came in and actually won the Europa League, won the Carabao Cup, 61% win ratio. That's not bad. He did okay. He did okay. And then things kind of took a turn for the worse again as Henning Woolbier came in. He was still sacked, though. Like, what on earth did he do wrong? 61% win ratio is pretty bloody good, board. Like, what are they wanting here? Then Henning Woolbier came in, was very average, it would seem. for basically 2 years, was sacked. Then Hugo Perron came in. He did win the Carabao Cup, then retired, but 58% is not bad in the grand scheme of things. And then it looks like it was back to crap again as Yusuf Attal came in. 55% though, not bad actually. I can't complain about that, but then things really took off. Thiago Coppolilo, who of course scored tons of goals for Liverpool against us in this save, who's become seemingly one of the greatest managers of all time. 69% win ratio, which I must point out, he has maintained over his entire career, not just at Bolton. 6 years he was at Bolton Wanderers, and 2 league titles, Community Shield, Carabao Cup, Europa League, FA Cup. That's pretty damn good. Left manager role, presumably to take some massive job. Let's see, where did he go after that? Yeah, took the Man United job. Was there for 5 years as well. I don't really blame him, I suppose. But then again, if you're doing that well with Bolton, why do you need to leave, mate? Although that being said, Florian Rolland then came in and actually did a pretty good job as well. Not good enough, apparently, for the board. Carabao Cup win, FA Cup win, Premier League win. Did a domestic double. No, treble if you count the Community Shield, if you're Jose Mourinho. 66% win ratio, pretty damn good. And it seems that this is when things started to just tail off towards the end of here. Maxim Kukovkin, 58%, not bad. Chris Brundum, 49%. Pretty poor. And then it seems to get worse and worse. Pierre Paulo Camassa, 43%. And the current manager is Miguel Sueleje, who has 47%. Bolton are just in a bit of a downward spiral at the moment, as far as managers go. But they've had some pretty successful coaches that have changed them around. But god damn it. I mean, Zinedine Zidane just ruining my dreams as per. Let's see. So records, I guess this is kind of important. Best 11, actually. Let's look at the best 11 overall. Macania is there, interestingly. Not in the best 11, though. That goes to Jean Carlos, who is still playing, but is at Villarreal now, was at Bolton for 12 years. He's extremely bold, and these region faces really do look quite shit when you're back to looking at them again, aren't they? Jason Ellison at right back started at... Wow, he was there for a while as well. Look at that. In fact, hang on. He was there for 21 years. 600 league appearances for Bolton. Jesus Christ. Well played, mate. Timo Jakobsson, can't say much about him. Ezra Koch, obviously. Nice to see him in there with 623 appearances. 600. Kane Lowry, who is, again, another Englishman, this time at PSG. Hopefully we got good money for him. Nope. Okay, cool. I guess it was a bit of a later in his career one. Daniel Guaita as well, 500 league appearances. Gabriel Parisi, Arsenal coach right now. What about Guaita? Still playing? He's Israeli. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Fair one. I wonder how much he cost. £110 million. Wow, okay. Yeah, they paid through the roof for that one, but they seem to have got their money's worth. Thomas Hurtado, 600 league appearances for Bolton as well, over a long period of time. Fabrice Nzana on the left-hand side. Paulo through the middle as well, a Brazilian. Whoa, he gooed. And he's 36 now. Imagine how good he was when he was playing for Bolton. Obviously, Alonso Gallardo is, of course, Kim. Whoa. Nearly 700 league... Sorry, that's not league appearances. That's all appearances. 700 appearances, nearly. He is the record appearance holder for Bolton. Sure. No, wait, look at this. Jason Ellison, 800 appearances. That's incredible. He has 836 appearances for Bolton over a 21-year career, where he essentially... Oh, that was a loan spell. He came through at Bolton. He came through their youth academy. He had a loan spell at Celtic. That's incredible. That's a record, right? 836 appearances for Bolton. Unbelievable stuff. Even on the bench, you've still got, obviously, Hong Soon Jun, who is currently at Bolton, hence why he still has the name. And a few more in there too. I mean, this guy honestly could be Korean and we just wouldn't know. So you'll note that obviously Gallardo is in there, but you won't notice the other two. Kang didn't make it in. I suppose just sheer lack of game time probably is what did him in on that one. Let's check out records now. Highest league position, no surprises there. Fewest points, most league wins obviously was, wow, not during, that was the 100-point season, it must have been, right? Highest attendance obviously was 72,000. Highest gate receipts as well, £3.1 million. Biggest win, nothing new there. Highest scoring match obviously was the 6-4 against Brighton. Why is that? Oh, it's because it's modern, isn't it? Most league goals by a player, Kim, 272 is nuts. They paid £142 million for Paulo from Watford. They sure splashed that cash around, didn't they? Good lord. They weren't exactly holding back there. Wait, hang on a minute. They bought him. Right. Okay. You guys will remember Lolo Hollanda because I showed you him. We don't know how much they actually paid for him, or do we, actually? £82 million. So he had a £126 million release clause when we looked at him, if you recall, and I nearly purchased him. They, turns out, went and bought him anyway, not that long after, and somehow made nearly double their money on him. So he was clearly a good player. I'm glad we assessed that and found a good option there. Goals by player in a single season. What the Hang on. Fabrice Nzana got 42 in a single season. What? Hang on. Oh, that's overall goals. Still, though, that's bloody impressive. And Temunushkov still has the most league goals ever. Youngest player ever. Obviously, these are all old ones as well. Most goals players in a match. We all know the Carlisle game. Ronald Wald got 24 assists. Clean sheet as well. McCann got the most ever. 16 man of the match was for Daniel Gator. Fair one. Nothing else really new on that one as well. They went 36 games without losing at one point. Oh, that was with me. Matches won in a row. 14 is a lot. That's all old school stats. And we actually went 6 games without conceding during that period as well, which isn't hugely surprising, to be honest. Wow. Extremely happy with that. Yeah, the biggest win ever. I guess we can just have a quick gander. Most of the time they were around about 4 or 5-0. There's an 8-0 there actually, but that was when I was in charge as well. So, they were fine. Nothing major in there. Anyway, right, okay, I suppose we should probably have a look at the Premier League now to see how things have kind of panned out, because I'm very curious about that record. So, any shocks? I mean, that is what I'm talking about the shocks, to be fair. Norwich City. Oh, there's Bolton in there as well, but you could see that it's mostly the same club. Watford got a couple. In fact, Watford got a lot of them, it would seem. Any shocks to see who's in the Premier League at the moment? Wow, would you look at that? It's literally the exact same with Stoke City. And this is what I mean. I just wish there was a little bit more variation. I know I complain about this every single time and it gets boring, but still, come on now. It's so bloody similar to how it would be. There's nobody there's no League One club. I mean, Huddersfield is a bit of a surprise, but like, it's basically the same. It's just frustrating. Is Everton relegated? Yes, they are. So Everton on the top flight is kind of funny. But still, I wish there was a little bit more variation in it with teams. It'd be nice to see, like with Oldham on my Wimbledon save, where Oldham were in the Premier League and were like a European contender, even by the end of the save, let alone the you're looking forward side of things. Let's just have a quick gander down here, shall we? See if there's anything special going on in League One. Southampton and Newcastle in there. Everton not being promoted is quite funny. Tranmere up in the Championship doing okay, to be fair. Fulham relegated from the Championship along with Luton and Chesterfield. Okay, slightly more interesting, I would say. Anything going on in the League One. Middlesbrough coming up with West Brom. Oxford, Burton, Rochdale. Reading going down to League 2 is quite surprising. I haven't seen Sunderland yet, by the way. Be worried, Sunderland fans. Hull City beating Swindon in the final. Unless Sunderland were... Where are Sunderland? Were they in the Championship and I just glossed over them? I think they might have been, actually, as it goes. Ebbsfleet relegated to the National League. Hull City promoted back up. Boreham Wood going back to League 2. I'm fairly certain Sunderland were in the... Wigan are in the National League. Okay, that is pretty surprising. 10 points deducted. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Sunderland. Oh, dearie me. Wow. Okay, so I was wrong. Sunderland are not in the Championship. They are in the National League. They're in the 5th tier of English football. And, wow, I would say they only survived by the skin of their teeth, but that's not true. They got more than double the number of points needed to survive as it goes, and actually ended up finishing 34 points clear. And that's with a 10-point deduction as well. So they actually got 68 points, mid-table. You can't really be here and have me not look at you. This is, oh my giddy aunt. It's not looking good for them, is it? Their estimated value is fallen somewhat. How on earth did this happen, Sunderland? So they were a sort of League One side for much of this save. Got to the Championship a bit, had some League One seasons, Championship again, League One, Championship was solid. Just, they were doing fine. Nothing major. Like, we're sort of had a few seasons of mid-table mediocrity in the Championship, struggled a little bit around about here, and it just seemed to set off the nukes in them. League One for a bit, and then once they dropped to League Two, it was just curtains. Relegated from League Two, National League, didn't even come straight back up there, to be honest, and then did come back up, immediately relegated in ignominy, and then last year, 18th, or is that this year? No, that's this year, isn't it? 18th in the National League, wow. It's not as bad as what happened to Bolton on my Wimbledon save, which almost sort of predicated this save in its own right, in a way, where Bolton fell down to the 7th tier, or was it the 6th tier? It was a long way down. Wow. Surprisingly poor, I guess. Actually, no, the one thing I was going to check, actually, for Bolton was Club Legends, wasn't it? I forgot to do that. So, lots of them, to be fair. Putman Kitely, me, is a legend. Amazingly, none of the other players were legends, other than the players that weren't here at the time. Icons. Surely some of these guys got in there as icons, right? Please? Yeah, so there's Kimmy. He got in there too. Jason Ellison, obvious. How on earth did he not become a legend? He's got 800 appearances for the club. Regan Bootie's on there for crying out loud. They got Marcus Aurelio, so fair one. Anyone else I recognise? Ezra Koch, cool, very one. And then obviously, wow, not a lot really. A surprisingly few of the players that we had around at the club actually managed to make it into the sort of icons at Bolton. Still no dynamic rivalries as it goes. Completely the same. Nothing new there at all. So that's fun, I suppose. Wow. So there we go. That's with Bolton. Let's have a little look and see what's happened elsewhere as well. I've got my big little list to look through. So we're going to go through the other leagues first very quickly. See what things have been going on over in France. So it's basically been Lyon and PSG passing it back and forth. Oh no, bit of Stade Rennais in there too. You love to see it. Gary Bunn is the top scorer in Ligue 1 at the moment, who started at Lincoln City. So that's nice, isn't it? Let's have a little gander back through the actual... I guess past winners is the one we want to look for with this, really. Although we can look through the league tables, I suppose. But, like, PSG, I mean, look at that. They won it from... They basically won it for, like, 25 years straight. Monaco got in there and nipped one off of them. Then they were back. Any real surprises in here at all? I mean, Marseille nicked a title, which is kind of cool. In fact, not only that, but PSG weren't even in the top 4 that year. So that's surprising. Beyond that, there was Saint-Etienne getting a second spot. Lyon grabbing. Lyon have been better lately. Saint-Etienne have also sort of come into things as well. Angers getting a third place, but not massive there from France. No real surprises, to be honest. Now, the Bundesliga, this has been a bit more surprising. As you can see from the distinct lack of Bayern Munich, I think I've had one there. This is going to be an interesting one now. So what happened here? To be fair, it didn't take long for Dortmund to really just establish themselves in the Bundesliga. They won 5 straight titles. Bayern got one back. Leverkusen snatched one out there. Mainz got a second place too, which is impressive. Leipzig, they finally won one here in front of Bayern. Hertha then just took over here. Really dominant period for Hertha. Leipzig got one off of them as well. Bayern were really struggling to find any form. Did manage to get a title back again, but it was Dortmund, Bayern and Hertha really just alternating titles for much of this period here. Bayern really just struggling to get. And then all of a sudden... just Stuttgart, bam, out of nowhere. Like, no mention of them, and then they just come out of nowhere and win the league title. Just completely outrageous. And then Eintracht Frankfurt do the exact same thing the following season. And then Hertha were like, no, we've got this. And then Gladbach with a few second places in there as well. Stuttgart stuck around, Werder Bremen in there too. It's not too bad. Let's just have a see if there's any surprises in the top flight, you know. No, not really, no. Dynamo Dresden, actually, and Unterhaching, dirty Unterhaching, into the top flight. So actually, yeah, Dresden and Unterhaching... there's not even a T in it, Matt. Why are you saying that? Are in there as well, I suppose. So that's kind of nice to see. Slightly different there. And now on to Spain, I guess, or Italy. It's Italy. So, yeah, Roma win the league. And, first time for a while, it would seem. Chievo Verona, though, challenging for the European spots. Not bad. Napoli struggling somewhat. Yeah. Ascoli, Cittadella, and Bari in there as well. Let's just see past winners. Whoa. So, yes, Roma very much did break the mould somewhat here with the Inter-Juventus show. Lazio nipped in there as well. Basically, it's just Inter and Juventus trading titles, and then occasionally a club from Rome will just be like, hi, remember us? Milan did get a couple, but that was during the actual save itself. Literally, was there anyone else that got in there that's surprising? Milan did get a few other spots. Just nobody is it. It's just, Napoli, yay, Napoli for the second spot there. But beyond that, it was very much controlled at the top of the Italian leagues, wasn't it? It was very much, yeah. And finally, I guess Spain. Liga Santander. Oh, look, Barcelona. Real Madrid. Wow, okay, that's cool. That's better. Alaves getting into the Champions League is pretty damn cool. Sevilla being relegated as well is very surprising. Although there is still a game left, so Las Palmas could stay up as well. Any massive shocks here? Not really. Although Celta Vigo and Alaves doing as well as that is pretty impressive. See if they've actually done better than that in the past. Oh, dear. So, yes, every single title in this save has been won by Barcelona or Real Madrid, except once, where Valencia popped their head above the parapets and firmly got spanked back down again, it would seem. A few little runner-up differences as well. Valencia got a few, Atletico got a few. It's mostly Barcelona, in fairness. Real Madrid get a couple of league wins in there too. Valencia, then random one with Betis just snuck in there as well. And the same thing for third place. Although, Malaga getting one, which is actually pretty impressive, to be fair. So again, not a huge amount of variation in that one, I'm sure you'll all agree. Right, okay. Next thing, I suppose, would be European competitions, I guess. This one will be a bit longer, because there's more stuff to go through. Don't want to break it down too much. Europa Conference League, bam! Let's go for past winners. Let's do it. Wow, City won a Europa Conference League. Good lord. So, let's see. Any massively surprising winners here? Valencia, Sassuolo won one. We already kind of knew about that, didn't we? Torino won one. Basel, wow. That's pretty impressive. Basel beat Roma in a final. Oh, God. Arsenal won it, then Tottenham won it the following season. Imagine if they'd won against each other, or one of them had... Brighton won a Europa Conference League. That's good. I want to look at Brighton's league history as well in a minute, before we do anything else. Beating Southampton, in fact, in the final during that period. Mainz got one. Lyon got one. Valladolid got one as well. Okay, it got really fruity up towards here. And then it kind of got back to boring again. Rangers nicked one. Alaves got one. Okay, I have to check Brighton's league run. I want to see if they actually did manage to maintain that kind of amazingness that they were up to. I don't think they did somehow. So fourth. Next season was fourth. Again, so back-to-back Champions League, but then they just couldn't quite manage to keep it up, it would seem. 11th here, 11th. Did get back towards the cusp of Champions League, but it seems that, and again, just sort of fall away a little bit here, and it just looks like they weren't quite able to, I mean, they only barely survived relegation that season, and they've kind of struggled for years on end now. Yeah, they never quite managed to make it work for them in the end, it would seem. I don't know if there's any surprising managers. Graham Potter was in charge for, actually wasn't even in charge for that long, although... Oh, look at these records. Unai Emery actually did pretty well. Won the FA Cup with Brighton. It's a fair one. So-so as well. 50%. Not bad. Sean Dyche, amazingly. Yeah, didn't do well for them there, did he? Hugo Peron. Didn't he manage Bolton as well? Yep, yes he did. Oh, look at that hair. Lovely stuff, Hugo. So he actually won the Carabao Cup with Brighton as well after 6 years in charge. Luke George, Europa Conference League with Brighton, so he was the guy in charge for that. Was sacked, obviously. 53%. Fikayo Tomori. Oh, he did not do well, did he? 37% won. Kane Newsham didn't do that well either. Yannick Fofana at 33% was very, very poor. 28 from Razek. Wow, it just seems to get worse here. Chris Cartwright, okay, won the FA Cup for him. That's better. And then current manager, who's been in charge for a while, Aboubakari Traore, 41. Not spectacular. I'm disappointed in Brighton, if I'm honest. I was hoping to see a bit more out of them in this period, but they did their thing. You know, they tried their best. Alexis McAllister is a club legend. Okay, well, that's Dick Knight as well. Good stuff. Surprising. So that's the Europa Conference League. Let's go a little bit further up to the Europa League. Any surprises in here? This one's probably going to have more surprises. Leverkusen grabbing one, Hertha getting one, Dortmund in there as well, Atletico with a few, Bolton grabbing one, Leipzig, Everton, Leipzig, Milan getting a few actually, Norwich sneaking in there, Gladbach, Marseille, Stade Rennais as well, Bolton again, Watford had a good little run, didn't they? Benfica, nice. Celta Vigo as well. Okay, nothing major. But the real surprises, if there's going to be any, will be in the Champions League. If there's any massive surprise winners, I mean, Norwich have won one. Although, in fairness, this is a different Norwich. Why does this always happen with Norwich? I want to see if they've had another tycoon takeover, like what happened last time. So Chelsea win a load of the, 3 straight at Chelsea. Leipzig, Real Madrid, Inter. Milan do get one. Inter getting a few more. Inter have got a lot of them, haven't they? They have got quite a lot of Champions League titles. Man United, a few. Norwich is the big sort of standout there. I think we can check their landmarks and look at finance. Tycoon takeover in 2047. Carlos David Ruiz took over. They downscale funding, withdrew funding actually. But this kind of happened last time. I swear this is what happened with Norwich in my last save. They got a tycoon takeover, who then removed funding, and then a new guy took over, and all of a sudden, despite no funding changes, they were all of a sudden brilliant. It's like they invested in infrastructure, and it just did it. So I guess the one to pay attention to is the Ballon d'Or. If there's any surprising names in here that, well, obviously most of them will be regens, but you can see like Odegaard, Mbappe, Haaland. The first player to win it that wasn't a regen actually was Antonis Palaginis, that outrageous player that was at Olympiacos and then Barcelona. Not outrageous enough to beat us, of course, but he did win it, to be fair. Yannick Dunkel as well brilliant players. And then he won it back again, actually. Martin Silva, we all know all about him. I think he was playing for, did he play for someone else as well? Yeah, he was at Chelsea at one point. I knew I recognised that. And Trevor Hart, an Englishman at Borussia Dortmund, grabbed one as well before Palanginis won it back again. And then Wellington Guillaume, he was at City at one point, wasn't he? Yeah. I remember that name as well. Trevor Hart won it back. Peleo Saez as well. Dunkel gets it back. Oh, look. Di Lorenzo won the Ballon d'Or. Not surprising. He did it while playing for Juventus. And, I mean, look at the record. 35 goals in 49 is pretty bloody good. Xabi Llorente, no surprises that he won one. Although he won it at 33, surprisingly. Maybe fell off a little bit at Chelsea at one point. A Dr. Congo guy actually got third that year. Di Lorenzo was in there as well. Ronieri. And then, yeah, the regens start to come through without faces at this point because obviously we're so far into the future. Inter got one. Sergio Montel. Oh, with a bit of floppy hair this. Good stuff, mate. Wow. Emanuele Rondanini for Barcelona was pretty good, wasn't he? Oh, my God. He was the next Messi. He's basically Messi. Although not quite as good as Messi, but you could see the amount of Ballon d'Ors this lad has won is filthy, to be fair. So Javier Santamaria got a few for Dortmund as well in there. Then it kind of spaces out a little bit. And currently, Beñat Sariegi of Norwich City is the current Ballon d'Or holder who came through at Subiza. I've never heard of them. I mean, I've just simply never heard of them. But 109 million Norwich City paid off of Hertha. So, yeah, quite a good player, you'd have to admit. I suppose we should look at the team of the year, maybe? There isn't an overall one, is there? Or is there? Oh, there is! There's an overall team of the year. No Bolton players in there. No huge surprises on that one, to be honest. Any, amazing numbers? Not really. Dargo as well, I suppose. We could have a little quick gander, actually, through these. Just sort of see if there is any, surprising teams. It's kind of difficult. So Ezra Koch did get him one, actually, for Bolton, which is nice. Stephen Andrews and Ezra Koch and Raposo. And, we bought him. I didn't realise that. Oh, yeah. We bought him off of Liverpool. No wonder he came back and managed us. So that's kind of nice. Wow, that was a hell of a year for Bolton, though. We had all these extra guys in there, including Stephen Andrews, who was a Fulham player. Things you like to see. That was a good year for Bolton, although it seemed to dry up pretty bloody quickly after that. And I think we probably end up going Boltonless for the rest of this save, if I had to guess. From having 4 players in the FIFA Pro Team of the Year to essentially none for the rest of eternity, if I had to guess. Although maybe... no, there we go. Jason Ellison does get in it once. He was bound to. The man played more games than Methuselah, so it's understandable that he would have... Oh, there we go. There he is again. And Sasa Milovanovic as well for Bolton. I don't know who that is. A Belgian. Okay. Was at Bolton for a long time, actually, so fair one. Getting a few more players in during this sort of period here. Jason Ellison getting in it a few times, getting in it a third time there. He was pretty good, wasn't he? I suppose. Any more? I think that it's unlikely we're going to get any more of them, unless Jason Ellison gets in it again, which wouldn't... I think he might have retired by now, actually. Oh, no, there we go. Fabrice Nzano, who we can't actually... Oh, yes, we can. Oh, lovely hair. Oh, he's Cameroonian too. Wow, 490 games and 235 goals. Oh, one more thing is I want to check Premier League records as well for Kimmy to make sure that he is the highest goal scorer of all time. I don't think he will be. I suspect some Man City striker is going to have 8,000 goals. Ronald Vold in there as well for Bolton. In fact, let's go check this now. Oh, in fact, hang on, there's one more. Oh, it's Ronald Vold again. And Daniel Gator, of course, who's currently at Bolton, who is... Oh, no, he's not. He's at Roma now, joining Juventus. We already looked at him, didn't we? Right, okay, let's just go to the Premier League and have one last look at records. Come on. Let's see. There's definitely one here. Right, modern day, most points in the season, Man City / Bolton. Thank you. God, we deserve to be on that one. Fewest league wins, lol. Any records that have come recently? The biggest win, of course, that was the 10-1. Lovely stuff there. Any surprises there? So, most matches without scoring. Wow, Newcastle, of course it's Newcastle, went 7 matches without scoring a goal. Good lord, that's bad, isn't it? Worst team discipline as well. Bristol City. Yeah, I remember highlighting that season as well. Most goals by a player in a season. Ted Drake there. Most assists by a player in a season. Jörg Wagner. Oh, that's a different guy. There was a guy with a similar name to that at Leipzig during the save. Norwich City's guy, actually, in the most recent season, just put on the most ridiculous of years with an 8.19, which is actually ridiculous. Wow, Sebastian of Brighton got 6 red cards in a single season. What the hell was he doing? That's nuts. I don't know how we actually see this information, to be honest. Is there not a overall records page for the Premier League? Or is this just it? It doesn't seem like there's a record goal scorer part, unless we can't see that. Because you can see the goals scoring overall. But yeah, I don't know how to see this. Maybe you can't. I thought you could. I thought there was a way to see the record goal scorer of all time, but apparently that doesn't seem to be available to us anymore. Or maybe it never was, and I'm just imagining things. So, with that in mind, that means in my headcanon now, Kim Min is the top scorer in Premier League history with 270 goals. I'm fairly certain that beats Alan Shearer's. It was 250 something? I think it might just be 250 actually as it goes. It's definitely more than that. So, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. What else have we got then? We've got, I suppose we're really just left now with international competitions. So I suppose we should check out Europe. I think it's under here, isn't it? Yes. So we've got, let's check out Nations League first. See who's won these Nations Leagues. We'll do past winners so we can see a bit more information. So Croatia have managed to bag one. England did get one. Turkey got one as well. Portugal grabbed a few. Scotland were runner-up one year. England were runner-up a lot, it would seem. Scotland probably the biggest surprise to see in there, along with Croatia winning one. That's about it. England getting a lot of third places. Not hugely surprised by that, to be honest. Let's see about Euros, though. This is where things start to get a bit more dicey. The Euros, come on. What do we got? Oh, I'm seeing a lot about... I'm seeing Turkey in there again, actually. So, where are we going from? About here. So, Spain and France. England get to the final. Netherlands in there, too. Germany and Spain just sort of alternate a lot of it. Denmark getting to a final, though. Losing to France during their only win. Germany, Spain, just smashing it. Turkey do beat Germany, though. That's pretty cool. For the Turkey to actually win a European Championship. Probably the biggest shock since Greece. Greece, Denmark, and Turkey, I suppose, would be the shocks of this tournament. Although Belgium winning it a couple of times as well. To be fair, that's their third win, so hardly a surprise in that one, is it, really? World Cups. Ooh, I'm seeing England in there. That's more like it. Lovely old job. So, yeah, England do win the World Cup. In fact, in 2026, so during the save. Brazil come third. England third again. Argentina. Germany win back-to-back World Cups. Wow. First time since Brazil that someone's managed to do that. Portugal win the World Cup. England beat Austria in the 2046 World Cup final. I think you might argue they had a slightly easier game there. Although, then again, Austria got to the final. Norway getting to a final as well and losing to Argentina. Wow. And then Germany went back-to-back World Cups again, coming back with that German prowess. And look at that, South Korea, third place. Good damn, that's cool. And England finally win the most recent World Cup in there as well. I guess we've got Africa Cup of Nations too. We can check out both of these because they are seemingly in alternating years. I don't really know what's a shock, so to speak. But I guess, I mean, to be fair, I guess Equatorial Guinea getting to the runner-up spot would be pretty much of a shock. Most of these are fairly established nations as far as African football. Ghana winning one, not bad. Cameroon as well. Like, they're surprising out of this lot, I suppose. Angola as well, getting to a final is pretty impressive for the lads. That's one of the biggest shocks I'm seeing right here. Cape Verde as well, though they've done well in the past, I suppose. Guinea-Bissau coming third, not bad. We'll check out the other tournament, which I think is this. I'm really not sure why there's two and why they alternate, but they do. South Africa, I think it might be slightly different teams, because South Africa have basically won every single one of these to an almost absurd level. In fact, they won the tournament every single year for nearly 50 years. That's insane for an international team to have won it. And they only, since the start of this save, only Ghana and Morocco have managed to break this tournament hegemony of South Africa. It's just everybody, Zambia with a second spot here, but nobody could destroy it. They were just completely dominant. I guess it's because of the types of teams that are involved. I don't know, but South Africa bloody smashing it, I suppose. We should check out Asia too, really, shouldn't we, because of South Korea. Asian Cup. What do we got then? Asian Cup. So no third places, interestingly. South Korea do win a pair of them. Not surprising there. Australia and China just take over, and they do win another one here, and UAE actually beat Vietnam in the final of the Asian Cup. So that's genuinely quite surprising. So, yeah, that's about... Have I got anything else I can really look at here? I'm just trying to think if there is anything else. I suppose the only thing we could maybe finally finish off with would be the European Golden Boy. Since they're kind of... Oh, hang on. European Golden Shoe. Isn't that like top scorer or something? Oh, no. It's based on the league they're playing in, isn't it? So I assume that... who was it that... I swear Di Lorenzo won one at one point. I don't know who it had been playing for when he did it. There you go. Look. Did it while playing for Brighton, as it goes. Actually, with 27 goals. Don't know who scored the most goals in one of these. There's a 32 there for Mario Lucas. I think that might be the most of any player in any of these as it goes. Yes, although 31 for Felipe Picard. Actually, 31 for Anderlecht. It's pretty good. Although he would have suffered more because of the league status, I think. Yeah. Oh, hang on. 36 there. Oh, no, it's Ciro Immobile. That was real life. Followed with Lionel Messi in there too. God, look at some of the goals. Look, I mean, these are ridiculous numbers, aren't they? FM can never quite manage to model that properly, I find. So let's just have a quick little gander at European Golden Boy, see who's generating the real quality across Europe. Obviously, Palanginis there. Deledi, not a huge surprise. Orlando Reyes as well. Stade Liège with Simon Moreau, not bad. And I got Porto too. Picard, who eventually... so was this before? That might have been before he was at Anderlecht. Interesting. Admiral Sibander is a superb name, and he's Zimbabwean too. That's pretty cool. One European Golden Boy. How did his career go after that? Okay, I guess. Not as good as I would have thought, actually, considering. I guess it's not really like, you know, it's more about potential, isn't it? Etienne Turpin, great name. Gary Radcliffe for Liverpool in there too. Oh, a Norwegian. Dag Even Åkre. Nice. Hello. Icelandic. An Icelandic like Gunnar Raffen Martinsson wins the European Golden Boy, which is cool. Euclides Gomez is a great name. Ulrich Fries as well. Back-to-back Inter players. Christian Conti. Jose Vargas as well of Brighton in there too. Any surprising ones? I mean, Mainz having... Oh, hello. Actually, yeah. Elliot Doyle of Mainz for a start, an Irish lad. But also, Mehmedi... What a great name that is. He's a Bosnian called Mehmedidalia Golubovic of Bosnia, but playing for Rijeka, ends up winning the European Golden Boy, but he just never really went on to do anything. Had a great year that season, though, I suppose, so that kind of makes up for it a little bit, I guess. Some cracking players in here, as always. Alaves, of course, getting in there with Endika Rodriguez. Great first name. yeah, I don't know where we can really go, and I don't want to drag this out too long, obviously, because it's already been an extremely long episode, as the last ones of these always are. So I feel like that's basically a good wrapping up point for this save in general. In the next couple of days, I'll get another video out with the poll for the new manager. So if you haven't already given me suggestions of who you want to see the manager of the Outcast to Icons European Lower League Journeyman save to be, then do drop them in the comments here. I'll obviously take them into account, get them on the straw poll for you guys soon, and yeah, I'll get that video up in the coming days. The save won't be starting immediately. I expect next weekend, probably on the Sunday, to be the time when it actually fully starts, because I've got a lot of work to do to get things prepared for it, and it's just nice to have a little bit of time off of just making videos constantly to sort of refresh and get myself ready to go again and tackle pretty challenging save. But I'm just going to make it as fun as possible. I think that's my plan, just to really just focus on the fun element of things and not stress so much about. I think with those types of saves as well, there's less stress, because getting sacked on a journeyman save is far less damaging than it would have been had I been sacked with Bolton because of our tactics breaking, for example. With the journeyman save, I would not be so worried if that was to happen, because then we would just adapt over time rather than me spending hours analysing things. I'd be able to adapt over a longer period of time just by using the league games instead of trying to just analyse to daylights, basically. We'll be able to do that, and I think that means that we will probably get sacked in that save, and it'll be a bit more fun, because it's been a while, really, since that's kind of happened. So that'd be kind of fun. It's just going to be a lovely old bloody time. Anyway, so that's enough waffle. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everyone that's watched this series. I know that Let's Plays on YouTube with Comes to FM are somewhat not as popular as they used to be, but I still really enjoy doing them because I just like telling stories, which is why I think that the streaming has been really a nice outlet for me, because it's been enabled me to share those stories and build the stories with people. So yeah, anyway, yes, I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, capybara, bye.